Very good day from myself, Devon Govender, and welcome to Speed Down Under. This is KZN's premier harness racing selection show, and it's proudly brought to you by Gallop TV. Of course, as usual, we will be covering the race meeting that takes place in Western Australia at Gloucester Park, the headquarters, this Friday, the 22nd of November. As usual, I've got trainer, driver, as well as driving master Aldo Cordapasi. He'll be joining me on the line, and he's going to take us through his selections and previews. Good day to you, Aldo. How are you doing?
Going very well, Devon. Thank you.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Last week it was a little bit tricky. Nevertheless, we were treated to some really nice racing.
Yeah, very hard selections last week, and this week's no easier, unfortunately. But some good racing coming up, but finding the winners isn't going to be easy.
Yeah, it's definitely doesn't look easy. It looks like quite a competitive card, and Aldo has got a jackpot as well as a best bet lined up for us, and we're going to take you through those selections. Aldo, before we get into the jackpot, I was just looking at the first few races. I'm not sure if you have gone through them. I'll start with race number 1, horse number 12, a rock and roll artist. I thought could represent some value for the placings. I know it's got a little bit of a tough draw, but has been racing well.
Been racing really well, and it was our best bet last week. He got beat, but if punters were on him each way, they would have still got a very good return. But he's better known for his ability to jump to the front and run along. Backline draw makes it a little bit difficult for him. He's going to get a fair way back, which doesn't really suit his racing style. He's more of an on-speed type of horse, and just feel he'll probably get out of his ground a little bit in this race, but yeah, he's a nice horse going forward and definitely worth following, but I think this week's probably going to be a little bit hard for him.
Well, we will be keeping a close eye on number 12, a rock and roll artist. Did run an absolute cracker in the last start there, and this is trading at around about $16 in the anti-post market. We will be following this horse for the future. Let's get straight into the jackpot. That slide is going to come up on screen. Take note, the first leg of the jackpot is a Group 1 contest. It's over 2,536 meters. Aldo, you've gone with just the two numbers here, numbers 2 and 6, and Ardi by the Seaside is the first selection and looks quite tough to beat.
Yeah, look, she's a very nice horse and going to be very hard to beat, only because she's got the barrier draw advantage on Steno. If it was the other way around, I'd look on Steno to beat Artie by the Seaside, but there's your Quinella right there, and you can probably throw Sandy Shaw in for your trifectas. She'll be getting the right trip sitting behind the leader, but I think Artie by the Seaside will find the front and be very hard to beat.
Well, there you heard it from Aldo. Plenty of confidence coming through for number 2, Ardi by the Seaside, and he's confident that number 6, Steno, will finish in that second spot for those Quinellas and Exactas. And then you can throw in number 1, Our Sandy Shaw from Barrier Gate 1, with Madison Brown aboard for those trifectas, and maybe even play a little bit of a quartet. Remember, those pools are now commingled with the tab from Down Under. Let's move on to the second leg of the jackpot. Just the three numbers there, numbers 2, 6, and 7. We'll start with number 2, Aldo, Wild West, the New Zealand bred. Trent Wheeler is in the driver's seat.
He's a former Payson Cup winner. Big dangly horse who really jumps out the ground when he can find the front, and I think he can probably find the front in this race and give the punters some value. He's probably going to get a little bit of pressure from Jumping Jack Mack, as there is a little bit of pressure in the race, and that brings Tricky Mickey into the race. But I think Wild West should probably find the front and be too hard to beat.
This horse, number 7, Tricky Mickey, represents some good value for the trifectas, the placings, and the quartets, currently trading at around about $16 anti-post.
Yeah, very nice horse, Tricky Mickey. Up-and-coming type of horse, and definitely a horse to follow come the Gold Nugget and those types of races forward, but probably just drawn out of it a little bit. But if the races run right, he can really be storming home.
Well, a horse not to leave out of your trifectas and quartets, as well as your place bets. Number 7, Tricky Mickey in the second leg of the jackpot. Just recapping those numbers, 2, 6, and 7. Moving on to race number 7, we've got the 5 numbers here in the jackpot. We've played it a little bit wide. We've gone with numbers 10, 2, 5, 6, and 7. We'll start with number 10, Aldo, Altarit.
Yeah, he's a quality horse. He's a little bit out of form, but so is the rest of this field. It's a very good selection, this race. Trying to find a couple of horses, it was very hard, so I just went a bit wider and threw a few of the others in just on their ability that I know they have in. They're all out of form, but there has to be a winner, and hopefully we've picked one of them.
Yeah, it's not an easy leg of the jackpot. You heard it from Aldo. Play wide here. 10, 2, 5, 6, and 7 are those numbers, and Aldo's first selection, number 10, Alta Rit, does represent some value because it's currently trading at around about $7 in the anti-post market down under. Of course, we will give you the updated dividend on the South African tote when that does become available. Moving on to the last leg of the jackpot, which is race number 8. The 4 numbers there, numbers 4, 3, 6, and 9. We'll start with number 4, a Wicked Lover for Carl Symington. This horse has been holding some solid form, and I've had a look at a few of the reruns. He seems to be quite a decent individual.
Yeah, look, he's a horse I quite like, and I think he's a progressive type of horse, and he's going to keep moving forward. I think he's probably got a little bit of class on some of the rest of these runners, and I think he can definitely be the horse to beat.
There's plenty of value about number 4, a Wicked Lover, currently trading at around about $10 in the anti-post market down under, and that represents tremendous value. If that arrives for the jackpot, you could build up some serious momentum and be in for a solid dividend come this Friday, the 22nd of November at Gloucester Park. Just recapping the last leg of the jackpot, numbers 4, 3, 6, and 9. Then, as usual, Aldo, you saved the best for last. The best bet comes up in race number 9, and it's in the form of number 3, that is G. He's a Sport. Denny Roberts in the driver's seat. This one does look very tough to beat in this field.
Yeah, he's a very smart horse. Just working his way through the classes. He won't present a lot of value, but I think he should be winning. I think he should be able to get across the 2 horses drawn to his inside. And even if Star Casino tries to hold him out, I think he'll be too strong for him in the end. I've been super impressed with the way this horse has been racing and the way he's been running to finding the line. And definitely one to keep following.
There you heard it from Aldo. Plenty of confidence coming through for number 3, G. He's a Sport, and that is the best bet on the card. Include this in your all-to-comes. You can banker this in the quartets and trifectas. Just recapping those numbers once again, that slide is going to come up on your screen for the jackpot. First leg numbers 2 and 6. Second leg numbers 2, 6, 7 by 10, 2, 5, 6, 7 by numbers 4, 3, 6, and 9. And the best bet comes up in race number 9 in the form of number 3, G. He's a Sport. Aldo, as always, it's an absolute pleasure having you on the line. Thank you so much for your time and contribution, and hopefully we could be sitting in the pound seat this week.
Fingers crossed. I think if we happen to find the right numbers this week, it could be a very good return for all the punters. But don't be scared to throw something else in if you think something else can win, because it's going to be a night of value, and the jackpot could really blow out by the end of the night.
There you heard it from Aldo. It's not easy this week's race meeting at Gloucester Park. If you're playing the jackpot and you want to throw in a few numbers, well, we're certainly not going to stop you. And that best bet comes up in race number 9 in the form of number 3, G. He's a Sport. Throw this into your all-to-comes. Good luck to you if you're playing this jackpot come Friday at Gloucester Park.